Hi, everybody. Mike here at Eagle Home Financial. I was doing a little bit of research today on the current state of the market, and I just thought I would share some information with everybody because I think I found some cool data. So I'm going to share my screen here real quick. A lot of the data that I'm using is coming from the National Association of Realtors. So this is stuff that you can Google and look up yourself. But been hearing a lot of people say how slow things are for them. And while I agree, we are definitely seeing a slowdown, and I'm a part of a bunch of different mortgage groups, and everybody's saying that they're seeing a slowdown. But this number caught me off guard a little bit. That the existing home sales are currently down 3.4%, and to me, that's not that big of a number. And so I was really thrown off by that because I know a lot of real estate agents who are doing half the business that they were doing last year at this time. So I would think that that number would be a lot larger than what it is. And then I found some other interesting data as well. I just threw together in a little spreadsheet here in Word. But so some I'll get back to the year over year home sales, but some other interesting stats or data. This was released last week by Redfin, that selling above asking currently compared to a year ago, homes are currently 52% of homes are selling above the asking price. That means that 48% of them are selling at or below the asking price. So it's not that crazy number that you automatically have in your mind thinking that home sales are skyrocketing and sellers are getting a lot more than what they're asking for. And some are, don't get me wrong, some absolutely are, but 52% are, 48% aren't. So, and that's compared to 53% a year ago. So there's not much of a change there. The next line, the average percent above asking. And so this means the dollar amount that the sellers accepted versus what they were asking is it's 1.9% more than the asking price, whereas a year ago it was 2.2. So just to make the math easy, say $100,000 house, that if they were asking $100,000, they're accepting an offer at $101,900. That's not a huge difference. That means that, yeah, a lot of those homes are going for below asking to kind of even that out a little bit. And then the last one I thought was really interesting here is the average list to contract. So the number of days that the house is on the market is exactly the same as it was 1 year ago. So we're not seeing houses sitting on the market. We're not seeing them go any faster than we did a year ago. So all of these stats are basically the same as they were 1 year ago. This next one, here's where we start to see the change. So the total existing home sales in the US right now, 5.4 million. So this is a very interesting number to me too, because we're all talking about a major slowdown. And yeah, look at these numbers from 2001 and the beginning of 2021 and the beginning of 2022 here. We're up at 6.6. Now we're down to 5.4. But if you hit rewind a little bit more, I mean, think back, if you were doing real estate in the year 2000, in 2019, 2018, that's about the number of home sales that we're seeing right now. So how is your business going compared to how it was 2, 3, 4 years ago? And granted, right now, interest rates are about 1% higher than they were back then. So that is one difference. But as far as the home sales go, the numbers are pretty consistent other than the last 2 years when we got spoiled. So next stat. So this next one's really interesting to me too, because a lot of the agents that I talk to say, yeah, they are way down on the amount of clients that they have, the amount of business that they're doing right now. So this one, and this is also from the National Association of Realtors, so you can look this up. This is broken down by region, and I found this very interesting. Right, this number right here. So in the Midwest, home sales are down 18% for $100,000 and below. Home sales in the price range of 100 to 250,000, we're down 15%. But at 250 to 500,000, we're up 6%. And that number goes up when you get into the 500 to 750, 750 to a million. And so this number is very interesting to me right here, because I'll bet you at that 250 to 300 range, which is, we see a lot of houses in that range here in the greater Detroit area. That's probably still a negative number, because this is a big difference between that 250,000 to 500,000. So I bet you up at around 400 to 500,000, that number is a lot bigger. So what I'm suggesting here by looking at this is, if your business is down, but you're focused mostly on houses that are 100 to 250,000, or clients who are buying houses around that $300,000 range, which I bet you is still a negative number, then yeah, sales are down, and they're down significantly. So what I would recommend is really, really staying focused on any clients who are looking to buy or sell in that $400,000 range and above, because that's where we're seeing more an actual increase in sales year over to year. And what's really important here is that, and the reason why these numbers are like this is, I guarantee you that the people who buy in the range of, say, $150,000 or $200,000, they're buying at the top end of what they're pre-approved for. So if they're pre-approved for $200,000, they're wanting to buy a house at $200,000. Because if you're pre-approved for 200 and you're looking at a house that's for sale for 125,000, you don't want to live in that house. And so that's why I think we see these home sales, people who buy these houses above $500,000, they're not buying at the top of their price range. They're buying, and they're still living comfortably. So that's why we see sale prices up in that range. Right here, we're right in the middle, and this is where a lot of realtors are doing business right now. So what I would suggest is really, really staying engaged with those prospects who are up in that 400,000 and above range. And if you're lucky enough to have listings for 400,000 or above, make sure you are getting contact information for everybody who walks through that door. And I know houses are selling quickly, and so people aren't doing quite as many open houses as they were before, because maybe they're just not quite as necessary. But do the open house. Do yourself a favor, do the open house and collect information, collect contact info from everybody who walks through the door. Yeah, maybe they're already working with an agent, but for those few that you can grab who aren't already working with an agent, they're out there and they want to buy a house. So get their contact information and really, really nurture those leads, because that's where you're going to do more business than you could be doing if you're stuck in that $100,000 to $250,000 range. So, and then the other thing too is with the KV core system. Now, if you're set up in there and you've got a listing going on, you can boost that lead, and all of those boosts, we see tons of leads roll in all of the time. So really make sure that you're nurturing those and going out of your way to focus on that higher price range. So that's it for right now. I just wanted to point out what we're looking at. And if you guys have any questions or want to talk over some of the data, or ask about some of the programs that we've added on here at Eagle Home Financial, please give me a call. Give myself or Daron a call. We're happy to talk things over. And yeah, happy house hunting out there, and hope you guys are doing great. Thanks, Mike at Eagle Home Financial.